Hello again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Springfield, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard, trying to be careful and not slip on my rubber tiles that are covered with water because it has been raining like a son of a gun. That's a shovel. That's my leftover paint. Now what I'm thinking about doing with this leftover paint is using that shovel in it and floating some other paint color right on top of it without letting it mix in too much, because that other paint is already very thoroughly mixed. And I would like just a sort of a slick of other colors in there. I also want to use some colors I didn't use just now, as long as I can, and so far I'm getting away with that. I hope this works. I really, really do. I keep wanting to put orange in there and then not doing it, and I think it's the only thing that, it's the only thing that's going to work for me, is putting the colors I really want in there. And that's all of them. Alright, what else? I don't use nearly enough blue. Whoops, you know what? That needs to be shaken. Similar but not the same. Now, even though those colors are not like super wonderful, making me ecstatic or anything right now, they have a mind of their own. So when I'm willing to, oh, and that makes everything better. When I'm willing to just let them have their way, I'm usually a ready for anything moment is coming. Because I Can moment, the name of my book on the Amazon link, under show more, under the video. First 100 videos that I created for YouTube. And I'm going to find my white paint, and I am going to spread some white paint. I've just decided that using my large bottles would be a very good idea, and it'd be even better if I had thrown my OXO omelet turning spatula, miraculous paint spreading spatula, into the bucket and taken it out and dried it, because that would facilitate time so much better. Now, I don't have a turntable like the one that's here, but if you look on my Amazon link, you will find that I put a bunch of turntables, and what I would recommend is buying the sturdiest one you can afford and getting a 16 by 16 inch tile, so long as you're not expecting to use it on something huge. There are my glasses over there. Pardon me while I go and put them on my face. So, I see that thing, and that's one of the nice aspects of the OXO omelet turning spatula, is you can see how thick your layer is, but you can also see whatever's in there that does not belong. It's a really nice cool day here right now. I don't need to do anything to keep cool, which is awesome. It's May. It was 90s the last few days, and I wasn't able to paint the last couple days. I didn't think I was going to get to paint today either, because it was definitely very, very, very... We had like 3 inches of rain. I saw that thing come out of there. I did. Now it's going to go. So I don't know what's going to come of this. But my favorite artworks lately have come from shovels and scoops. So I am going to start one way and maybe finish another way. And the way that I'm planning on starting, do I have an edge catcher handy? I do. Is by shoveling some colors out. I'm going to wipe the bottom of the shovel off. The more random the better, I feel. Wipe the bottom of the shovel off. And after I do this, I can always put a bamboo skewer or chain or whatever I want in there. Like some more. Looks like I got enough paint for 2 more paintings. So the first thing that I used to do was tip this down onto an edge catcher. I'm going to grab a little more of this over here. And I've got plenty of paint left in my pan, but lately what I've been doing is tipping it up before I tip it down. So it has a chance to run up before it has a chance to run down. I'm going to find an edge catcher. Ooh, there it is. Still got lots of wet paint on it, so I'm going to pick a clean spot. These are the 16 by 20 inch. I see that thing that does not belong. Come out of there. thing. These are the 16 by 20 inch protective panels in the front of a package of Artist Loft canvases. All the way down. And I'm going to let it cool until I can't stand it anymore. I'm also going to rock it a little bit so it covers the bottom edge. Not so it releases completely behind me. And then I'm going to squeeze it back on, get rid of that edge catcher, and let the new configurations run too. This is probably one of the bigger ones I've done. And I've never done one exactly like this, but I say that about a lot of things. And I really kind of want to see that straight on. I've got chain. And I'm going to dip some chain and let it fall over the edge. I usually loop my chain, but this time I just want to see what happens when I let it be dragged instead. That may need something over the side to make it cohesive. I'm not saying I won't loop my chain, because I probably will. I'm liking that I think I have a little more work time than some other times, because the moisture is keeping the canvas wet. I'm not minding these being thick at the top. I kind of like that, actually. All the variation. Yeah, I do. I like it a lot, actually. Right off. The nice thing about the loop is that you can make these really cool little spirals, which I may be doing in a moment. I thought I was going to use some shovels full to add some tips, but I don't think so anymore. I don't know how super populated I can make this, but I love the effect. And I like the chain pull at the bottom too. Kind of looks like different leaves down there. I like this a lot. I'm good with it. And I don't have to just go in one direction. I can go in two. I can pull that white out of there. I can wind up through everything. And every time I agitate the paint, the chances of me making cells are actually pretty good. So I'm just looking for whatever might be good. It's not like a string pull. It's kind of simple by comparison, because I'm not trying to make elaborate patterns. There's a love bug. Somebody asked me to show them a love bug. Well, that one was on my shoulder. And my hands are full, sorry. So I'm not cleaning off my chain because they're mostly the same colors. And I'm not minding any of that. That's just kind of sleek and chic, I like to call them sometimes. Filling in any white spaces I have at the very bottom, which might or might not be everybody's idea of what they would want to do. I've never given myself permission just to do the grassy, the stemmy parts of this. Ooh, in Maine that would mean something different. Excuse me, those of you know what I mean. And the rest of you with dirty minds who can imagine. Okay, so I think I want very much, oh yeah, to pull that line over there. right inside. Step back, make sure I like everything I've got. I'm watching some cells pop. I probably don't want to destroy everything that just occurred naturally when I tipped it, but I'm really liking what I've got. It might be time for a clean chain and see what happens. That's going in the bucket. This ball chain comes from the local hardware store. So far so good. I'm going to wipe off that chain and use it again. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not minding that. Cool. And I really like that. So I'm going to do it again right here. And I'm pretty close to being done. I gotta say, that might be plenty of a good thing. So I'm going to take a torch to it. We got 4 minutes left. I want to take a quick peek because I can take my bamboo skewer and drag some lines right down through the bottom if I want, and that's still agitated paint, and that will still cause a new and different reaction. And drag some lines. You can drag it both directions. Can't trust me when I say I'm done. You know that. I don't want them too awfully even. My white paint worked out pretty well. I think this wants to be that. That wants to be that. And hopefully you can see most of that. And I'm going to use my skewer just to let some paint roll right down over the side. And I have plenty of paint left, so I'm not going to have a hard time covering it. Ooh, I'm glad I did that. That's huge. Yeah, I think a few of those are called for. I like adding filaments to the top pieces sometimes. Just pulling things up so it looks like, you know, like the top of a wheat shaft or something. I'm not going to worry about going over the top too much, she said, wishing she had worried about going over the top more. Speaking to herself in third person. Is that third person? Or is that second person? I think that's third person. Anyway, so they're different colors, but I used my colors, and I'm happy to have used my colors. I will be touching up my edges with some paint. I am going to tell you whatever I usually tell you again, which is I have an Amazon link and all kinds of cool stuff on it. Canvases and paint and basting brushes and gold mica powder and my OXO omelet turning spatulas, 2 sizes. I recommend them for spreading paint. And these are kind of subtle colors, but I'm okay with them. I like them a lot, actually. We torch to release the bubbles in the paint, but also to release these beautiful little tiny cells that come about from having pouring mediums mixed in with the acrylic paint. And I start with GAC 800 by Gold, and then I add it to all of my acrylic paints because it keeps my paints, when they're thick like this, from cracking when they dry. Sometimes I see little things I might just want to change just a little bit. Good thing to catch some before they get any more gloppy, because the torch will set up the surface of the paint just a little bit. Yeah, I think a few more of those aren't going to hurt anything. I could probably drag a fork through there and be pretty happy with that. Those tendrils work really well because of the white paint in the background still being wet. And anything that changes up the pattern you see is actually a really good thing. Adds some interest. So I do sell my artwork, and if you're interested in purchasing something, you can get in touch with me through YouTube by leaving me a comment, and I'll give you an email address and we can have a chat about that. I ship all over the United States. I haven't shipped anything out of the country yet, although I have been asked and it didn't work out yet. We'll see what happens. I'll try. It never sounds like a good idea to me because the customs are not fun. You don't know how long your art could be stuck there for. So that's kind of an interesting orange color, which is bordering on brown, but really not brown, which is definitely okay with me. That's our 2-minute warning. And I think I have identified anything that I might desperately want to make sure isn't catching my eye and throwing it off. I like everything I've got there pretty well. I want to thank you guys for joining me. I want to thank 64,000 of you. I want to say I love your comments. Thank you so much. If you want to contribute to the studio and be in this month's contest for June 8th, 2019, if you donate through PayPal or Patreon, the link is below the video and also on my YouTube channel header. And if you can't contribute that way and you want to be of assistance to me, watch more of the videos. There's 600 of them plus on the end screens in the last 20 seconds of this video. And if you watch the commercials, then the YouTube algorithm thinks that I'm viable and valuable, and they include me more often in what everybody sees and gives more people an opportunity to see what I do. Also, same thing goes for the thumbs up. I really need a thumbs up. A thumbs up is like the best way to help me out, other than watching all the videos. Commercials, which basically helps my potential income. Potential being the key word there, because it's definitely not consistent by any stretch. I just really want to add a few things. I just can't help it. I'm like that. I need dots. What can I say? There don't have to be a lot of them. This is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery in the backyard saying, I love you guys. Thanks for coming. I hope you come again. I hope you enjoyed what I shared with you. And now I got to figure out what to do with the rest of that paint. Maybe I'll just do the same thing again. All right. Whatever I forgot to tell you, you'll see in another video. I guarantee it, because most of the time I remember. This is just not one of those times. All right. You guys take care. This is Priscilla Batzell. I said that. You guys take care. And I will see you anon. Wow. I don't even know how much of that you saw. All right. I said I love you. I'll see you soon. Bye for now. Priscilla out.